Welcome back, guys. This is week 5. Fantasy starts and sits for the week. I have quarterbacks, tight ends. Danny has running back and flex.
No, I got wide.
I do.
Do not put me on running back and flex again.
I said on running back and flex.
I haven't hit a flex right this year yet. Don't put me there.
And Danny's going to wrap up the video with wide receivers and defense.
Will Jake Butt be one of mine?
I have that. All right, so
Just so you know, he still could do something tonight. He's on IR
I
right
was going to say,
He does not do anything tonight.
so to start out the video, my QB start of the week. Now, some people may argue this, that's fine. But I am going from a pure matchup standpoint, and my start of the week is Blake Bortles. Now, say what you want about Blake. He's coming off of a career-high 388 yards. He is against the worst pass defense in the league, in the Kansas City Chiefs. So, to me...
What, Jake Butt's not looking so bad now?
Wait, as long as it doesn't say bench Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh at me, Mr. Bench Kirk Cousins.
I have set him off now. Here it is. They finally get to fight and I'm not involved.
So yes, Blake Bortles, in my opinion, is a must start this week. In a game where there's probably going to be a lot of points put up
By the Chiefs.
in a potential shootout, which is all the more reason why you should have Blake Bortles in your lineup. So there, you got an argument?
I made my review the other video. Blake Bortles is a
There he goes.
Blake Bortles is a every other week quarterback. It's not his week this week. Blake Bortles is so hit or miss that I would never play him, even if he were against a high school team. I would struggle to say Blake
You made a
Bortles.
mistake last week.
I don't care. There are plenty of other quarterbacks who I would rather made a mistake on than Blake Bortles.
I guess the 30-second pass. So Danny, how much are you willing to lose if Blake Bortles comes out and throws up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns?
Does the interception? So how many interceptions are we talking here?
None.
Okay, so if the no interceptions is 100% part of it, I will go 10 to 20 bucks on this.
All right, $10. Blake Bortles throws for 300 yards.
But if he throws an interception, I win, so it doesn't
We gotta
matter.
see a shake.
All right,
$10 bucks?
$10.
$10 on that one.
But are we allowed to gamble on air?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
It's not. Remember, if you gamble,
we're playing with
as long as you're
Monopoly.
as long as you're under that $7,777, you're good.
Now, I'll jump into that way.
Quick cry,
I'll jump in so I can save us. Kids, please don't gamble your money away.
Yeah, don't gamble, especially on Blake Bortles.
If anything, don't do anything on Blake Bortles. I'm telling you.
Blake, you better not.
$10.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
He predicts he has to do a
First-
sit.
That was when it all starts, and then we go to
No, you sit now. First pass, Blake Bortles throws it in. Sean, the game's already over for you.
All right, well,
Oh man.
as a salty Jaguars,
I was gonna say, what the heck?
my sit of the week is Marcus Mariota against the Bills defense. And here's why, right? Again, you have the Tennessee Titans who just beat the Eagles in a very emotional game. I feel like this is probably a letdown game for the Titans.
Oh my god.
The Bills' secondary isn't the most atrocious in the league. They're not the Chiefs, who Blake Bortles plays back. At the same time, I can see this very easily being a low-scoring game. This could easily be Derrick Henry's kind of breakout game. I can't even say
Okay, I just want to point out to everyone right now that yes, we are gonna get him drug tested after this video.
I'm not going to bet money on Derrick Henry's breakout game.
I will bet you all the money I have in this house on the Derrick Henry breakout.
We all know Deion Lewis will break
Oh
out.
my god.
Someone's bound to break out of that running game. this
Let's
week.
please take the away from. I can't wait for the tight end pick of Jake Butt. Let's go run it back.
All right.
I've lost my mind tonight.
I'll jump in now. My running back start, Joe Mixon is out again, so I like Giovanni Bernard against the Miami Dolphins this week. Dolphins got kind of beat up by Sony Michel just this past week. He's a New England Patriot, in case you forgot. So Dolphins actually are in the lower part of the running back defense for fantasy points. So, which I was kind of surprised about, but Giovanni Bernard should be a pretty good start. He's already had 2 great weeks since Mixon's been out, so I don't see why he shouldn't be able to keep that up.
Keep him in.
My sit, I do believe we made a joke about him in our last video. I don't,
Derrick Henry?
I don't trust Lamar Miller against the Cowboys.
I did make it, yeah.
You know, in all honesty, he didn't have a great game last week against a really holy Colts defense, and I'm not talking about holy. It's
What?
holy, like as in like holes, lots of holes.
Oh, I gotcha.
Not
I gotcha.
holy as
That took me a
hey,
second.
Jesus.
That's
But
see, we go from gambling to Jesus.
Lamar Miller really hasn't had a great fantasy week yet. I do believe he's had one where he's broke over 10 points. But against this Cowboys defense, they had been really good against the run. They kind of shut down Barkley. I mean, maybe Miller comes out with the checkdowns like Barkley got against the Cowboys.
Checkdowns.
If you're on a PPR with checkdowns, maybe start Lamar Miller. But I just think the Cowboys defense is pretty solid up front, and I don't see Miller doing much. It's going to have to go through the air for the Texans to win.
And even then, I don't think Deshaun Watson, when he's had the chance to check down, I think he's avoided Lamar Miller. In all honesty, he hasn't done anything this year.
Plus Alfred Blue.
I was about to say, I think Alfred Blue
Who would
actually
have thought
this week.
Who would have thought Alfred
And don't they have
Blue?
somebody who's getting ready to come back from injury there too? That
Donta
John Freeman from suspension actually.
Yeah,
So keep an eye on that too.
Is it Freeman or Foreman?
I think it's Foreman.
As I said, I think it's Foreman.
Yeah, it is Foreman. Yeah, it's because we're getting them mixed up with the
And this is why I do all the talking, because Bryn can't pronounce names.
I just said Giovanni Bernard and Lamar Miller right. I'm 2 for 2.
I'd hope you wouldn't miss Lamar.
Lamar Miller. Lamar Myler. Lamar Myler of the Texans.
Lamer Miller.
Well, I'll go Lamer. So I'll go ahead with my wide receivers. My start of the week is Kenny Golladay at the Packers D. It's a down week for a guy who's looked like a #1 guy with 11 points this week PPR, which is still pretty good for if most people drafted Kenny Golladay at what one
Jones is still the number one
about
guy.
11th round or something. Marvin Jones isn't getting any looks anymore. It's actually Golden Tate who's been still in the show there, and Kenny Galladay's been right behind him. Marvin Jones has kind of disappeared out of that offense. Packers, yeah. Ooh. Packers defense has been pretty weak against the pass most weeks. I'm going to completely disregard this Bills. Like, what team would struggle against the Bills? Am I right, guys? Anyway, so start Kenny Golladay against the Packers defense.
You know what team I think will struggle against the Bills? Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans.
I think you're right, Bryn. Thank you. Way to make this.
So my sit of the week actually goes back to the Jaguars game, so I have a feeling we're going right back to Blake Bortles here. Actually, my sit of the week was going to be all Jaguars wide receivers, just to screw with him, just to completely screw with him. But I actually went with a Chiefs guy, Sammy Watkins. Jaguars do have one of the top defenses. I don't think it's going to be fully won through the air. I think it's going to be more so of a running game if they're going to put up points. Jaguars have struggled against the run throughout the year a little bit, so this could be Kareem Hunt's breakout game. But either way, Sammy Watkins, I guess, is #2 right now. I don't see him getting many of the looks. If anyone, it's going to be Travis Kelce or Kareem Hunt in this game. So I do not see Sammy Watkins getting anything. I say bench him.
Hasn't he been losing catches to Conley?
Well, end zone. He's still outdoing Conley for the most part, but Conley's getting the end zone stuff.
Conley's still been.
So moving forward to
Watkins
tight
still got
end.
like 20 points last week.
My tight end starter this week is a guy that I've been extremely high on all season long, ever since he came back from injury, and that's Vance McDonald. Jake Butt. He's still injured, but he's coming back.
I think this is about the 15th time that I've heard Vance McDonald's name today already.
Everyone knows my hatred of the Steelers, but I have been a Vance McDonald fan since he was on the San Francisco. Did you see the stiff arm? Did you see the stiff arm?
It's all about the stiff arm. Stiff arms don't get your points.
They should.
Especially that was a stiff arm.
That one.
And plus, for being a former Bear, former Bear, it's also good to see him get
Exactly.
stiff armed. I mean, Chris Conte.
And let's not forget, they're taking on the Falcons this week, which, to be honest with you, that could easily be a shootout. And, we have Antonio Brown, we have Juju Smith-Schuster. I think a lot of the focus from the Falcons side is going to be to try to shut them down. Now, I know the Falcons defense is banged up, so they may not have the pieces in place to fully shut down Brown and Juju. However, that's still going to leave the middle of the field open for him.
I'm gonna add on to this because Tyler Eifert had his best game before he got injured against the Falcons.
Absolutely. So to me, now I know we all know Jesse James is going to get thrown in the mix, but to me, ever since he kind of came back, Vance McDonald has been kind of Big Ben's like safety blanket. Plus, they really like him in that offense. So to me, that is my start of the week for tight end, especially considering he's probably available in a lot of leagues still, and with all the injuries to tight ends, I think he's definitely someone you could pick up off the waiver wire if he's still available. So to me, that's my start of the week.
So start Vance McDonald because he's good at stiff arming.
Exactly. Exactly. And just watch the magic happen.
Okay,
This
this
is
has
gonna
got to be Jake Butt then.
Now,
It's got to be.
now, going back to the Chiefs and Jaguars.
No Jake Butt?
No, but unless he got traded to the Chiefs, and I don't know about that. Now, I am sitting Travis Kelce this week. And here's why.
Oh, this is
And here's
intriguing.
why. Okay? Travis Kelce has disappeared. In week 1, he did nothing. Because there were so many other options.
Well, in week 4, he's done nothing because he hasn't played yet.
Exactly. So he hasn't played yet. So you don't know what he's going to
And
do.
the other 2 weeks, he put over 20 points.
Now, he did. But again, against terrible defenses, Gronkowski did nothing. He was a superior athlete to Kelce. A better tight end. Are you going to disagree with me on that? You're not.
When he's healthy.
But even before he was
Statistically speaking, Travis Kelce's better.
even when a healthy Gronk was on the field, Tashawn Gibson locked him down one-on-one. They're going to do the same thing with Kelce. So to me, the most of the Chiefs' points, they're going to come from the slot guys, which is where you beat Jacksonville. And that's going to be Tyreek Hill. They move him around the field. Jacksonville has problems with the slot guy, which I don't think Sammy Watkins is going to do much.
He's the deep threat. Deep threat someone could do good in Jacksonville.
Exactly. And that's why I think, to me, the play in that game is going to be Tyreek Hill. It's not going to be Kelce because Tashawn Gibson's going to go one-on-one, lock him down.
I still argue Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt could. There is value there. But to me, I just don't see Kelce doing very much. Could he go up? Yeah, he could. But at the same time, any one of our sits could go off. But to me, I know Jacksonville's defense. I know what they're capable of. They've shut down Gronk not once but twice. So they have consistency shutting down tight ends. I just think this is not Travis Kelce's game.
What is he talking about? We've never had a sit that went off.
What did this
It
happen?
could.
That never happens.
Yeah.
We're like solid right now.
Exactly. We are
I
the
mean-
best. This is
I
why.
didn't do it 2 weeks ago with my Thursday night football pick that didn't get posted.
And I didn't do it last week whenever my football pick didn't get posted.
Exactly. So our sets are usually spot on.
It doesn't count.
So I'm allowed to have a screw up, and this could be it.
Not Thursday night football though.
All right, let's flex. Thank you so much. Oh, that was
Sorry, I wanted to get your awkward joke. At least.
Jake Butt is the definite. I'm kidding.
I told you last week that he only did it because of the butt thing. I told you.
My flex start this week is Matt Breida. I know it's kind of scary to think of any 49er as a good
Because they're
start.
against the Cardinals.
And that defense,
Still on that.
and that defense is a preseason contender.
While he's lapping, Arizona does have the worst run defense right now in the league, fantasy point wise. Matt Breida is probably going to have to start carrying the load a little more in that offense, especially with Beathard not really looking. I mean, he didn't look bad.
It looked pretty terrible, all things considered.
But in all honesty, we know how CJ Beathard looked last year, and it's probably not going to end too well for him this year. I mean, I'm shocked they haven't looked at another quarterback. But this is a very favorable matchup for Breida, and if 49ers are able to get the ball in his hands and he carried the workload, yeah, I could definitely be wrong, and 49ers could easily take this game away from the Cardinals. So I actually think he will have a good game. I don't think he's going to take it where they win.
You said take away, they're the favorites. Oh my god.
What?
You said they can easily take this away from the Cardinals. They're favorite. The 49ers are favorite.
Favorites now.
I think they're going to be favorites the whole time, unless something changes.
He's going to take it away from the Cardinals. What
So
are you talking about
anyways,
here?
the 49ers could take it away from Arizona because anyone could take it away even if they're not favored. But I'd say Burrito's going to be a solid start this week. Again, I don't think he's going to do enough to win.
Just go. Just finish it. Just finish it.
Meanwhile, my flex sit this week is Alshon Jeffrey.
I think he's the first to do a flex running back for one and wide receiver the other. Let's give him a hand.
The reason I'm saying sit Jeffrey is I really don't think the Vikings defense is that bad. They did get lit up by the Bills and then the Rams. However, the Rams got a lot of options. Here we go. We're going to hear this one too. But you picked the Seahawks. And you just said they weren't that good of a team.
Well, you know, they look a lot like the Cowboys, though.
They look a lot like Cowboys.
But I think with how the Eagles have been looking the past 2 weeks with Carson Wentz, that offense really hasn't completely clicked. Jeffrey did get his first touchdown on his first game back. Right now, Wentz isn't really impressing me. And going into, is it in Minnesota?
No, it's in Philly.
It's in Philly. Oh, well, I still think that it's going to be a rough going.
You know what, never mind. His flex sit is Jake Butt.
Well, I'd be right for once.
Yes!
But, because, now Alshon Jeffrey's going to have, like, his breakout game. But,
Well, he already put up 25 points this week in PPR fantasy.
he's having an even bigger breakout.
Wow! What is your definition of breakout? 50-pointer. Oh my god!
But I'd say sit Jeffrey against the Vikings. I just think the Vikings secondary is too strong for Carson Wentz right now. Wentz doesn't look like he's completely healthy.
No, but he's still better than Foles.
Wow.
So I know we're the salty Vikings fan.
all the way back in week 1. Let it go.
Salty. You know, I'm going to end this embarrassing video now because we're going to look back at this and laugh in about 10 weeks.
Oh, so your defenses must be terrible.
Yeah, so
Are you starting?
my defensive start is the Rams defense or the Seahawks defense because they usually keep a low-scoring game against each other. Last, about 5 years or so, all of their games have been very low-scoring games, under 10 points and stuff like that. But overall, my actual defensive start, because I want to be as stupid as everyone else, is the Bills defense. Play them this week, sign them, and go with it. My defensive sit of the week is the Miami Dolphins defense. While they look pretty good the first couple of weeks, they got annihilated by the Patriots. This should be their comeback week, but they're against the Bengals team who's been putting up points against everyone. That really hurt. So Bengals defense with all their guys, Tyler Boyd, maybe John Ross we even can catch for hell I know. Why don't we put him as the wide receiver start this week? Why the hell not at this point? But no, sit the Dolphins defense because Bengals offense is actually one of the best in the league right now.
Wait, hold up. Are you legit saying start Bills defense?
Well, now I just wrote that down now because I'm so sick of hearing everyone else be stupid. I want to be stupid. Start the Bills defense.
Well, this is really awkward now since you just insulted him for saying sit.
I know. I just said sit Mariota.
And you tore him apart.
Yeah.
And now you're saying start
No,
the Bills
because I'm giving in. You both made the argument for Mariota, so I'm giving in.
I didn't say anything.
My actual defensive start of the week is just the Rams defense. I just said the rest to kind of continue to go along with these weird picks by everyone else. It's actually the Rams defense because of those shutdowns they've done these last couple of weeks.
He picked a freaking quarterback.
Let's just end this video.
He just threw for 400 yards.
This is the fantasy forecasters. We predicted just as good as the weatherman, and there is no possible way these picks will go wrong this week. So you definitely listen to us.
Get
Thank you
everybody
for
out of your
watching.
lineup and out of your lineup ASAP.